Alright, welcome to day 64 of the Vera Series, and patch 2.3 is here. I know I've been gone for quite a while, but I decided to take a little break after those last few videos. And the day is finally here. We got that level increase, and I believe we're going to probably get a level increase every 9 days, since they did state that we're going to be gradually getting to level 90. And that was also the amount of days it took to get a level increase before we had that month of a break. But starting out, you want to go to your artificial island, and you want to go back to building, and you want to hit claim, because remember, you can only hold these resources for 24 hours, and you don't want to forget to check the exchange door and buy your weekly items. On top of that, it is a brand new month, so you want to make sure you pick up those monthly items as well. And today is Procrastinator Day, so if you haven't been around your island and killed your enemies, you want to make sure you do that, so that way you can get those resources and possibly fuse to get some nice matrices. Next, you want to do Mia's Kitchen, and you want to knock out your 4 bounties for the day, and I'm just going to go with the Sparrow. Which brings us to Vitality, starting with joint operations. So for today, we got access to quite a few joint ops. We can get Bracers, Chest, a Huma, and a Samir Matrix. We can get Shoulders, Helm, a Coco, and a Shiro Matrix. And we can basically get Boots, Belt, and a Zero Matrix. On top of that, we can do Sadness Valley, the in-game, Carnival Party, our Pursuit of Fate. And I gotta mention, the new joint ops are actually pretty fun. They're very fast and quick to do. And for me, I feel that I get better drop rates in these JOs than the regular JOs. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments. But you also want to make sure you check your Interstellar Expiration. And you want to check Vera as well as check Aspera, because you want to see if you have any level 3 Stargates, because now that we got the level increase again, if you don't have enough weapon materials to level up all of your weapons, especially once we hit 85, you want to make sure you start stocking up now. But remember, the best way to tell if you have a level 3 Stargate is to look at this weapon battery category, and if it has a number 3, it's a level 3 Stargate, but if it has a number 2, it's a level 2 Stargate. If you don't have any level 3s or level 2 Stargates, you could always do Dimensional Trials, and if you need money, you could always do Space-Time Domains, and if you're just pressed for time, you could always make Omnium Beacons. And then we have our optionals, and then it's giving gifts to your 1.0 characters, and the best way to do that is to go to the black market and talk to Hopkins, see this island and do the claw machine, or do your 2 trainings for the day. But what is not optional is to do your 8 fun zones and try to knock out your 6 Greyspace fishers. But the biggest reward comes from the Twilight zone, so you want to make sure you knock that out so that we can get all of those good resources. But you do have an 8-hour time limit, so there is no rush on that. Then if you can, try to do some racing so that way you can get in the top 100 and get that 400 Mirror. On top of that, if you have not already, make sure you do your 3 security force missions so that way you can get those old Vera coins in Mirror. And you want to make sure you check your mission tab and activate you so that way you can get to the appointed research. And just make sure that your energy is not close to capping, because remember, you can only hold a grand total of 20 energy, so that way you can keep getting that 5 free energy a day. Also, if you enjoy these daily guides, I would greatly appreciate a like so that way they can spread more on YouTube. Then we got our events, and we have the Semi-Anniversary Gift 1, to where we basically get red nucleus every day, so you want to make sure you're logging in every day so that way you can get those free red nucleus. We also get to vote for our favorite character, and if that character ends up winning, they get a brand new outfit design. And I would just make sure you log in every day so that way you can keep voting for your favorite character. And then we have the Passion for Chocolate event. Now this is similar to the Ida Cafe a while back. So what I'm going to do is leave a link down to a Reddit post that basically tells you what all of the characters want. But one thing I do recommend is that you check the comments post, because for some characters, their preferred foods are wrong, like Lynn. Also, one of the things you're going to need to make these specific types of chocolates is you need to talk to the chocolatier. She's located around here, and she looks like that. Her name is Mortary. And we got some more codes to where we can get more free items like dark crystals. And here are the 4 codes that are available right now. I also wanted to mention that I have a Discord, so make sure that you join, because we just got a lot of free codes that we're going to be giving out over the time of 2.3. So make sure that you join so that way you don't miss out. Next, let's talk about the new area, the Miasmic Swamp. So you want to make sure you go around and finish the exploration there, so that way you can get those red nucleus, old Vera coins, special vouchers, and dark crystals. On top of that, it does bring a few new features. So let's talk about restoration centers, which is basically a 3-step process to get world exploration as well as get bosses. This is basically like a little puzzle where you need to hit it and line up the yellow dots. Once you line up all 4 yellow dots, it's going to turn green. Once it starts to turn green, you're going to get a world exploration dot, generally a black nucleus, and you're able to activate it, which is going to give you a temporary buff preventing you from being poisoned. But if you're having trouble solving the puzzle, you could always just use some mirror to spam it and eventually get it. Once you have that buff, you want to go into the poison fields and you're looking for revelation seeds. But as I said, this antidote does not last long, so eventually you will start getting poisoned again. And those poison stacks are just going to keep building up till eventually you just die. Once you have your revelation seeds, then you need to go to eggs and you need to do certain combinations to hatch certain monsters by using 3 types of purple elemental ore and revelation seeds. So here's a chart showing what all the combinations are to hatch the monsters. So I'm going to go ahead and summon Paulo by putting in 3 lightning orbs and then eventually using a revelation seed. These monsters are really strong and have a lot of health, so I recommend that you partner up with some people, maybe make a seed party, because only one person has to have the revelation seed to hatch the monsters. And once you do kill the monsters, you get a germinated revelation seed, which you can use to go back to the poison area and cleanse the poison. And you need this so that way you can get the world exploration points. And there's about 34 poison areas on the map, so you will need to farm some of these elite mobs so that way you have enough seeds. And I strongly recommend you use an interactive map, so I'll leave a link down in the description to this one. And the last special thing in this area are the little healing bees. You'll see an icon that looks like this on your mini-map. You talk to them and then you just basically need to follow where they take you. Once it's done bringing you to its desired location, it essentially just blow up and then you will have all of the items. These usually give you Mira and sometimes old Vera coins. This one was a pretty simple one to where it just gave me Mira. Then we got our weekly tab, and you want to make sure you do enough things down here so that we can get everything up top, which brings us to our challenges, starting with the Bygone Phantasm. So currently right now I'm ranked 14, so I have a lot of work that I need to do this evening. Tulips is pretty much the one in the lead, so he is my challenger once again, but I'm going to try to push today, so maybe I might be able to catch up with them. But again, I recommend that you take a look at this weapon bonus and you do sneak to next level, and if your CS is high enough, you're going to be able to jump up 11 levels as long as you can beat that floor. But the biggest thing that will determine your rank is sequential phantasm. So if you can get a high score here, most likely you can take the top spot for the week. The critical abyss, now remember, this is optional content, but if you do it, you can use the points to get clusters. Frontier Clash. This week the resist is for flame, so if you don't have flame, you might want to go ahead and knock this out because you could get a bad resist next week. Void Risk. If this is a first time boss for you, you want to go ahead and knock it out. Void Abyss. Now this patch, they added an extra stage, so now we have 6 stages that we need to complete for the month. And the last stage is pretty hard, to where I decided to go ahead and go tank, and I had a few of my other friends that were whales that did a little bit more damage than me through the DPS, and we got a healer, so that way we can knock out that last stage. A lot of people may not be able to clear this until that last week of the month. But for the people that do want to try to pick up tanking, these are the buffs that I recommend. And then we have Origin of War, to where every day the difficulty decreases. So you want to make sure that you kind of have a group of friends or a party that you can go with, so that way you can keep pushing those levels, so that way you can get these really good rewards from Origin of War. Wormhole. Today is the last day to go ahead and complete this, so that way you can get that energy crystal dust. Raids. You want to make sure you knock out the last 2 on heroic, and you do battle test area on heroic, so that way you get the best rewards for the week. Break from Destiny. You want to make sure you do this at least 1 time, so that way you get those 250 dark crystals. Apex League. If you're trying to reach Grand Marshal, you might want to put a couple hours in each day. Then we got our daily buys, so you want to go to shop, hot, and then buy your 2 vitality solutions. Now for me, I have 104, but I'm still going to buy vitality solutions. The reason being is because once we reach level 90, from what I hear, doing joint ops is almost guaranteed to get a golden piece of gear. So if you were just buying 1 vitality solution a day, so that's basically spending 50 dark crystals for 2 golden pieces of gear. And that's a pretty good deal. So I'm going to be buying at least 2 a day leading up to 90. On top of that, if you can afford it, I recommend that you buy your advancement modules and your booster modules for the week. Then you got the Commissary, starting with the Crystal Dust store. You want to make sure you buy your advancement modules, your booster modules, and your very special gift. And then when it comes to the Potent Omnium Crystal, I'm pretty much going to say if you already reached that 8.5 suppressor, you might want to consider buying some Potent Omnium Crystals, because eventually we will get some added suppressor levels, so you might want to have a few Potent Omnium Crystals so that way you can use those. Space Time Store, you want to buy your booster modules, your advanced modules, and your data repeater for the week. Crew Store, now the only thing that you want to spend your points on are relics, and the relics that I recommend are Space Time Rift, unless you have a level 3, or Omnium Shield. Support Store, you want to buy your joint supply chips, your Space Time Crystal Fragments, and your Space Time Crystal Dust for the week. And if you have enough return support points, you might want to also buy those Space Time Crystal Fragments as well. If you need help on how to do that, I got a guide on my channel. Point Store, now the only thing you want to spend your points on are spare special gifts, so that way you don't have to do training, black market, or see this island again. But if you need to level up your matrices or weapons, you could always buy matrix data packs or weapon batteries. And with your critical abyss points, you could always buy clusters. But besides that, I just recommend that you explore the new area, so that way you can get all of those great rewards. And I also want to give a shout out to Emperor. I know a few people in my comments when I was doing the free-to-play series were wondering if any other content creators did the 7 days as well, and Emperor was one who did it, and he made a video discussing the 7-day challenge and the obstacles he had to face. And I'll leave a link to his video down in the description as well. So if you got a little bit of time, be sure to check out his video and give him a like. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and besides that, talk to you guys later.